Good day to you, everybody all over the world. I'm happy to be here again on this channel, which is Read and Understand the Bible. The channel that promises to be exactly what you need when it comes to Bible understanding. And don't forget, my name is Olufisoye. Today's video, which is to cover the Bible book of Genesis, chapter 48, chapter 49, and chapter 50, will end the videos that explain the understanding of the important information that may be confusing us in the Bible book of Genesis. The theme of today's video is, what is Genesis? What is the reason whereby the name Genesis is given to the first Bible book? Please don't forget my every time advice to you, which is, please read the Bible chapters that this channel is about to give you the information about before you watch these videos. It will help you to get deeper understanding of these chapters. Just the way I used to do it, let me briefly explain few information I gathered from these three chapters before I now go into what is Genesis. In the Bible book of Genesis chapter 48, there I get an information. This information is at Genesis chapter 48 verse 5. Let me read the place. And now your two sons, Ephraim and Manasseh, who were born to you in the land of Egypt before I came to you in Egypt, are mine. As Reuben and Simeon, they shall be mine. If you have been wondering, why is it that the numbers of the sons or family or tribe Israel was later divided into became 13, even though he had 12 sons, if we include Joseph? Some may be thinking that maybe because Joseph later became a governor in Egypt and he became greater than his brothers, so his brother tried to respect him, so they allowed him to become two tribes. That is not what happened. According to this Bible verse I read, it was their father, Israel, that said, Joseph's two sons, Ephraim and Manasseh, who belongs to him, just as Reuben and Simeon belongs to him. So the descendants of these ones will belong to Joseph. That's Genesis chapter 48, verse 6. This Bible verse also establishes the spiritual meaning of the number 12 or 13 in the Bible, which I explained in some of my previous videos. Now, moving to chapter 49. Jacob called his sons and blessed them. He blessed each one according to how they lived with him, not according to who their mother was. So he blessed each one. When he was blessing Judah, Jacob said, I want to read that place. Genesis chapter 49 verse 10. The scepter shall not depart from Judah, nor a lawgiver from between his feet, until Shiloh comes, and to him shall be the obedience of his people. If you read that place, you will be like, who is Shiloh? Well, I'm coming to that. Now, when I get to Genesis chapter 50, Jacob had died. Jacob had called Joseph from Genesis chapter 48. He told him that if he died in Egypt, that Joseph should swear to him that he would take him out of Egypt and have him buried where his forefathers were buried. Now that Jacob died, Joseph fulfilled his promise to his father. Him and his brothers are full of Egyptians gather together, pick up the dead body of Jacob, and they take it back to the land of Canaan to have him buried. When they were going, they get to a place. They all felt the loss of their father Israel. They were crying. They cried so much that people who were neighbors living in that area looked upon them and said, the death of this man is actually a great loss over the land of Egypt. They named the place Abel Mizraim. You can read about this in the Bible book of Genesis chapter 50, verse 11. Well, when you read Genesis chapter 48 to 50 on your own, you will gather more information for yourself. Now, let's go to the theme of today's video. What is Genesis? First of all, Genesis is the first Bible book in the original Bible or authentic Bible. If you have other Bibles or you have seen a Bible before whereby Genesis is not the first book, I'm telling you today that that is not a real Bible that can be called a constitution. If you remember, I told you that the Bible is a constitution from the God of Abraham for Israel. So, if you read through the Bible, you will come to see that Israel have so many books. Israel have many records, which, if everything is compiled together, have to be bigger than this. But the few that were selected, which is put together to form the Bible, is said to be their constitution. The reason for this is because there will definitely be books that talks about the origin of Israel, that talks about their kings and how they governed them, and also talk about the laws and principles and the rights of these people. These were said to be their constitution. And this record should also included their plan for future, the plan of that land for future, what they are working towards. Because this is what our constitutions contain. So every other books that does not go in this direction or that doesn't contain these directions cannot be attached to it and be used as their constitution, even though they will still have that as record too. So there are so many books the Bible mentioned that the Israel have. But these 66 books only is their constitution. When I gave you the definition of the Bible to be a constitution for Israel, there is an hidden statement in it, which you may not know. The statement is this: constitution is not just something the whole nation will sit down and be debating of what has to be there. We have some people who are said to be parliament or lawmaker or the king or the judges, or in another words, we call them the arms of government. These are the people who come together to form the constitution. And in fact, these are actually the government. So the arms of government is actually the government. They were the one who will form the constitution. And the constitution is to serve a purpose. It is meant to uphold the king and make his kingdom firmly established. So that is what is hidden in the definition of the Bible, which I said it is a constitution. Just the way we have the arms of government, which is to make the constitution. The king of Israel that Jacob mentioned at Genesis chapter 49, who is Shiloh, is the one who made this constitution. And the way he made it in a way that this constitution will uphold his king and firmly establish his kingdom, which is to cover the territory of Israel. In the Bible of Genesis, that is where we find the name of the king of Judah, whose the golden scepter belonged to. In the book of Genesis, that is when we'll find how Israel was originated. It is also from the book of Genesis, the tribes of Israel, like we will say states, had also been originated. Future plan for Israel has also been originated from the book of Genesis. And the old Bible book is also a constitution for Israel. So everything that is to come up in future for Israel begin from Genesis. So the Bible book of Genesis should be defined as a descriptive summary of the rest of Bible books. Genesis is a descriptive summary of the rest of Bible books. That is the definition of Genesis. If you are following me on this channel, you will see I just used to give new definitions. Well, just the way the Bible put it. So just the way I gave the definition, there is something important I don't want you to forget. Anything you read in other Bible books has its origin in the book of Genesis. Anything you can't find in the Bible book of Genesis, and later someone tell you it's in the Bible, cannot come up, because everything which will later come up in the rest of other Bible books already have its origin from Bible book of Genesis, which is the summary for the rest of Bible books. The Bible book of Genesis is the hardest Bible book to understand. If you don't understand Genesis, you cannot understand the rest of Bible books. So please read the Bible book of Genesis diligently. While you read, my channel is there to help so that you can get the vital information you need while you have to read the rest of Bible books. This is where we'll come to the end of this video titled, What is Genesis? Don't forget, my name is Olufisoye. Please always read your Bible, and see you next time when I'll come with the rest of the videos I promised to give, which I have not released. So thank you for watching.